It's Monday, July 19th. Zach, what's on the show, buddy?
Hey, man, we're talking about a new restaurant. It's opening up today. You guys mentioned it on Friday, I believe. But it's open today. The fair kicks off tomorrow, and some fun hot topics.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
One may think it's easy to push those buttons in the control room, and it is not.
It's not.
There's a lot of buttons.
It's a massive screen with a lot of buttons and a lot of things shooting at you, and a lot of stuff to click on and press. And it's live TV, Scott.
It's live. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Around 10, Frankfurt's morning show. I am Scott Stafford.
And I'm Zach Hubbard. And we're ready to have fun today, Scott.
Let's have some fun this morning. Did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend, buddy. I don't know if you knew, but I went to West Virginia.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, I was there. We went Friday afternoon, and I was there all day Saturday, and came back yesterday. It was a lot of fun. West Virginia is beautiful. It's a nice drive out there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've really ever spent any time in West Virginia. When I was in college, we went up to Pittsburgh to watch a football game, but we just drove through, and it was late. But
you played some John Denver, didn't you?
I heard some John Denver, and I'll tell you why, Scott. It was an organic, "Take Me Home, Country Roads." Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they usually will sing it. I'm glad you mentioned that. It's perfect. They usually will sing it right at the end of West Virginia University games, and I think at their graduation they do as well. And we happened to be in a bar called Jeans, and it's this. It's in Morgantown. It's a super famous bar, and they sell hot dogs there too. They were really good. Mm-hmm. But anyways, there was a basketball game going on, and I don't know if you know about the basketball tournament.
Yeah. The 3-on-3 or was it 5? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of an open invitation sort of tournament. And I guess it just kicked off this past weekend. Mm-hmm. And so West Virginia they field a team, and it's called Best Virginia, and it's an alumni team.
Former players.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And so there's a few of those. I think Michigan maybe has one. There's a few of those around, and a part of the other teams. But anyways, that game was happening there, and then so they won, and it ended, and an impromptu "Take Me Home, Country Roads" was on, and it was and the entire bar just stopped and arms around hands around each other's shoulders, and swayed and sang the song. And it was what a beautiful organic moment that was. Yeah.
Better than Rocky Top, I gotta say. If you're gonna have a song, right?
Yeah.
Better than Rocky
Can't go wrong with John Denver. What about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Had all the girls in the house, and that's always just top notch. And the weather was great. But I've had quite the 12 hours though.
Tell me about it.
First of all, my back locked up real good this morning. So I'm feeling like quite the old man just out of nowhere. And this has never happened to me. I've had signs of this coming on over the past couple weeks. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden this morning, it was just just out of nowhere. And so if I make some kind of involuntary yelp during the show,
mid-sentence.
That's what's going on. And I'm not joking either, because I've been making weird noises all morning.
Yeah, yeah, that's not fun. The first time, that's only happened to me once, and it happened last summer, probably a little over a year ago, during pandemic, during being at home lockdown. And I just was working at my desk, and then all of a sudden, I think I coughed or something.
Yeah.
And it usually I may have that pain, stinging sensation, and then it'll go away after a little bit. But this one was Oh, okay. And I was having a hard time like catching my breath, and
Yeah.
literally had to lie down for like 3 hours and like work from my laptop in bed.
Yeah, that's where I was. I couldn't breathe there
Yeah.
for a while. I was like kind of had to force myself to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun. Getting old's fun, right?
Yeah, it's lots of fun. But my wife's theory was that the lack of sleep didn't help. So if you didn't know, I've got a baby at the house, Zach, and she is
Sleep is a premium these days.
yeah. I'm starting to equate her to the girl off the movie Species, because she is developing so rapidly that it's a little scary right now.
Okay.
So we've gone, no joke, this week from crawling for the first time to like the next day crawling. We're crawling. Hey, we're standing on our own, pulling up and standing. And last night she's doing that, and she's doing that in her crib. And we had to lower it down, because she decided I'm gonna just climb out of this thing also, like same day, and fell backwards back into it. Luckily, and not over. So we lowered that down so she couldn't do that. But if she's awake, she's gonna stand up in there. And last night she's walking on her own. She's just holding on. But she says I'm gonna walk around the edge of the crib too, and just make a tour of it, and did that for like an hour and a half last night of just screaming, and we were like, okay, because you're not supposed to go in there, all right?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I was like,
you got to let them kind of get it out.
Yeah, but we're like, we've got to, because we'd already been in there earlier, because our theory is that she can get up, but she's not really, she's kind of scared to get down. So we'd already been in there a couple times and set her down. We're like, she'll get it, she'll figure it out. But anyway, I went in there and put her down after like an hour and a half of but it's just nuts. It's just nuts. So finally, she keeps us up for a couple hours of doing that, and then literally 10 minutes after she's asleep, it's all good, we hear this blood-curdling, otherworldly noise from outside.
Oh, God.
And we've got like rabbits in the backyard right now, and that's my best theory as to what it is, because rabbits make weird noises, especially if they get like distressed.
Oh, yeah.
But holy cow, it was loud. And it was like some rabbit is getting mutilated outside, and like, because it was just screaming, and I was like, "What is going on?" It's like nothing I've ever heard. So that's fun, but no signs of any harmed animals.
Like, did you go out and assess the situation? Or
no, I was so tired last night. I wanted to. I was like, but it was like, and I don't honestly. I was like, I don't know what's out there.
Also, you're like, I don't want to encounter like a dire wolf out in my backyard.
Quite possibly could have a chupacabra in Frankfurt for as much as I know. But that brings us to our question of the day, Zach.
Yeah.
So if you're out there watching on Facebook, let us know, and let us know what's your most memorable wildlife interaction. I know people run into wildlife all over the place. You always see YouTube videos of amazing things happening.
People like petting deers and a deer that would come by. Yeah.
So that's it. If you're watching on Facebook, let us know. If you got anything else as we go through the show, anything you want to talk about, let us know. But Zach, what is? Do you have one in the holster?
I think the first one that comes to mind happened right here, and I think you know this story. It was back 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. We were back in the office when our offices were back
itself
here.
in.
Nope, not that. Nope, not that one. That's a story for another day.
Okay. All right.
But no, this one was we like to call our groundhog friends here and around the area and in East Frankfort Park Pete.
Yeah.
And there's many Petes, but it's the whole Pete squad, right?
Yeah.
So we saw a pretty big Pete chilling up on the hill right up here.
That's right. Okay.
And I'd been watching him for a few minutes, and how cool he looked. And I was just kind of staring at him, and then all of a sudden I saw a massive coyote. That was about the size of a wolf.
He was a big boy.
It was huge. It's probably the biggest coyote I've ever seen. But it just came right up on a thing, and I was like, oh no, he's got eyes for Pete. And sure enough, he got hold of Pete and kind of ragdolled him, and we sort of intervened in nature, right?
Yeah.
me and David went out and were throwing rocks in the area to try to get him away from Pete.
Yeah.
And eventually he did let go of him and ran off, and we thought, oh no, he's our buddy Pete, R.I.P. And he laid there for a few seconds and then gave one of these numbers and scurried off into his hole.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks later, saw that same Pete like out somewhere else in the neighborhood near the road, and kind of had a bit of a limp, but still kicking. So
yeah, we did not go National Geographic style and just let nature take its course.
No, I couldn't do it.
It was right in front of our window.
It was literally right there.
Yeah.
That would have been really hard to just like watch that happen.
Yeah, so we stole that coyote's meal.
He didn't seem like he was missing any meals though.
No,
that was maybe his fourth of the day already.
There are some big ones over on this side of town. I've seen. Yeah, so yeah, that was crazy. I'd forgotten about that until you.
That was the first one that came to mind as soon as you saw it in there. But to that end, we are asking folks to chime in on Facebook. What is your most memorable wildlife interaction? Hopefully they're positive and good.
Yeah. Do you want mine now, or do we save it until later when we get into
Let's save it. Let's go through a bit more, and then we'll come back and let you share yours.
I agree. What's the weather looking like for the week?
Scott, it's looking like we are having a break in the rain finally for the next few days there, with highs in your. It's hot. It's hot. Mid-8. It's gonna keep getting hotter as the week goes on there. At highs of 89 there, reaching on Thursday, but we're going to be mostly sunny today and Wednesday, and then partly cloudy on Tuesday and Thursday with pretty low precipitation chances until Friday with some isolated storms. And of course it's Kentucky, so you just never know. Kentucky in the summer, Scott, it's not necessarily supposed to storm or rain, or maybe it's supposed to come 6 or 7 o'clock and then it comes 3 o'clock. Like a day last week where I accidentally had my windows cracked for like one afternoon. I never do that, and I just did it that day, and then thinking, I'll be back to my car before it starts, and nope, it started about 2 hours earlier. So, but I had it barely cracked, and it was just like a 10-minute storm, so it wasn't bad. But
all good.
Yeah, you just gotta have an umbrella handy around this time. It seems like.
You're right. In this state, you're always better off just roll those windows up, no matter how sunny it is outside at the time. If you're leaving your car. Let's do some headlines. Zach, you teased it. Tell me about our new restaurant.
Yeah, we got Locals Food Hub and Pizza Pub is now open. So they'll offer opportunity to shop for daily groceries while supporting a local producer and farmer in the process. They'll be serving locally sourced wood-fired pizzas and salads with Kentucky craft beers and wines. I think that's awesome. I saw where I think they'll have some West 6th and Mirror Twin out of Lexington. That's two of my favorite breweries out there. So I think they'll be offering some of their products there. And so they have their menu. We mentioned this. Their menu is actually posted on Facebook. Yeah, there you go. There's a look at it. Meal-worthy salads, beverages, wood-fired pizza and bread, sourdough garlic bread. Let's go. Kenny's Farmhouse cheese bread. Wow. Usually we say on the show, we'll make you hungry with our food topics, and we love talking about food. And so that seems like a great option there.
I'm not gonna mess around. I think we'll be there real soon. I got a feeling.
I'm hoping that'll be pretty popular there. I feel like Frankfurt is ready. Frankfurt is always ready, Scott, for a new restaurant. It seems like it's always popping.
Yeah, we'll see what the damage is, because people swarm on the first week or two, the first month. So we'll see if it's possible to get in there or not.
But if you are headed down there, Locals is located on Wilkinson Boulevard next to Poppy's Bakery. The Food Hub portion, they're open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. But the Pizza Pub hours are Sunday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 9, and then Friday, Saturday, 10 to 10. So you can check that out. Also have a little Facebook video that they made through TikTok. If we can play it here. I've got the audio muted. I hit spacebar because I thought it was YouTube, but that didn't work. There you go. We got the audio turned off because it can be pretty loud, but that just gives you a bit of a glimpse of what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and start it over, too. There you go. Look at that.
Look at that oven.
Yeah, they've done a lot of great work out there, too.
Nice area to eat.
Opening July 19th. Let's go.
My goodness. I'm ready.
I am too. I'm ready. If you weren't hungry before then, I think you probably are now.
No question. All right. We've got some serious news. The Kentucky State University, on Saturday, the State Journal confirmed that several Kentucky State University regents have notified the governor's office about concerns over the current state of the university. Now, the Board of Regents has called a meeting for Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. So this morning, tomorrow morning, presumably to address some of those concerns, with a closed session scheduled to discuss pending litigation and individual personnel matters. KSU is currently the subject of several lawsuits, some of which allege financial malfeasance and sexual misconduct by administrators. WTVQ reported that members of the board were unhappy with the financial status of the university, and that one actually predicted that KSU President M. Christopher Brown II would resign at Tuesday's meeting. That hasn't been confirmed, but interesting report from WTVQ there. Brown, who was hired in 2017 in a 7-3 vote by the Board of Regents, resigned from Alcorn State University in 2014 as state investigators were looking into the school's purchasing practices. An AP story from the time details Alcorn State spending $89,000 on the president's house without following state bid law, as well as other expenses auditors were researching. The board's agenda for Tuesday's meeting includes 3 potential action items: approval of legal action or settlements, approval of personnel actions, and approval to engage an external auditor to review the current financial status of the university.
A lot going on there. That's a really important meeting, and some serious stuff there.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure there will be updates from the State Journal as we go along. But we've also got some pop-up vaccines in town.
Yeah, that's right. Health Department, they will be at the Franklin County Fair, which we'll talk about here in just a second, on July 20th and 22nd, administering vaccines from 6 to 7 p.m. on both of those days. And then the Franklin County Health Department will also have a door-to-door event you can see on your screen there from July 28th through the 30th in the Bald Knob area, where the staff will be doing door-to-door. Well, they'll be going door-to-door in the area, offering vaccines from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. all 3 of those days. The health department does want to remind you that they continue to offer the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines at its clinic. You can call 502-564-7647 to schedule an appointment for a vaccine or COVID testing. You can also visit their website at fchd.org.
Let's check in with Facebook, Zach, and see what people are saying about our question of the day. My mother-in-law, Susie, says she found an alligator in the brook that ran through our yard. So the thing about this is that was in New Jersey. An alligator.
Not in South Carolina.
It's not not native there in New Jersey, I don't think.
Wow. Then Daryl Parker, Bluegrass Army Depot Golf Course, they were swarming with groundhogs. Did not know they herded.
Oh,
interesting.
And they will decimate an area if you let them.
Listen, they run these hills up here at East Frankfort Park.
I kind of wonder if I've got a herd in my yard, and maybe that's what was going nuts last night.
Maybe.
Crystal says one time she was driving down a back road, and there was a deer in the middle of the road. It wouldn't move, so she tried to go very slowly around it, and when she got to the side of it, the deer freaked out and ran straight into her car. Oh. The deer was fine and got up and ran off, but no one ever believes me that a deer hit my car and not the other way around. That's happened to me, Crystal, except I was not stopped, and deer just came in from nowhere and just ran into me on the side of my car.
Oh my gosh! Anytime that I think about that, because I think Crystal had told me that story, and I know I've heard your story as well. That and we see a lot of deer in this area too, and especially coming back late from a game of the week or something. We drop the trailer off and we're leaving, and it's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, so you can see some deer out here, and they're just chilling right next to the road over here. On Hickory or wherever, and so I always make sure to drive as slowly as possible because I'm thinking about that. Like, please don't freak out. Please don't be upset. Please don't be upset because I don't want them to run into the side of my car. Yeah, I don't want to die, like run away, like drive faster to try to avoid that. So,
I've got 2. I'm going to give you one of them.
Yes, we're ready for you.
So I went to Disney World, and they're animals in Disney World. They kind of make a nice place for, but there was
Animal Kingdom. Is that what it is? Or?
But all the parks pretty much.
Okay.
And so we were in Hollywood Studios, and walking, and a huge, gigantic butterfly that was like this wide. When its wings. blue and black, and it flew kind of right past us, and I stuck my finger out for it to land on, right? Just being a goof. And it flew past us, and we kept walking, and then about 10 seconds later, all of a sudden, it had come, like, because I watched it go, and then all of a sudden 10 seconds later it had apparently turned around and it comes and lands on my arm.
Oh wow.
Which was bizarre.
Yeah.
And it stayed there for like an hour.
No way.
Yeah,
For an hour.
It just hung out.
Huh.
Like everywhere I walked, and we went and ate, and it just sat there
while you're eating.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you for because I would have done the exact same thing. Like, oh, I'm adjusting. This is my day now.
Yeah,
this
right.
is my life now. I'm taking care of this butterfly.
But, yeah. And it's just so weird that, that I'd tried to get it to land, and it keeps going, but it came and, it had gotten a good, probably 10, 20 yards down the other way, and I kept walking, and all of a sudden I just feel something on me, and there he is.
Yeah.
Weird.
This is very weird. We do have a few other comments. Do we want to save these for a little bit, or do we want to go ahead and get them now?
Let's save it. Let's do some community calendar.
Let's do it.
It's fair time, Zach.
Yeah, the fair starts this week. We had Patty Cross on the show last week to give us some updates and details on that, but it actually kicks off tomorrow night, the Franklin County Fair, with opening ceremonies beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Hancock Pavilion, followed by drag racing at 7 p.m. and the Miss Franklin County Fair pageant at 8 p.m. That's the big one. I know people have been waiting on that for 2 years since we didn't have one last year. So Wednesday, we'll see the Demolition Derby and the Miss Teen Franklin County Fair pageant, both taking place at 8 p.m. Thursday, they'll have the Truck and Tractor Pull at 7 p.m. and the Miss Preteen Franklin County Fair pageant at 8 p.m. And then Friday, you can see the Truck Tug of War and the Tiny and Little Miss and Mr. pageants. And then Saturday is a full day of baby shows, mud runs, and rounding up the festivities are the talent showcases. So, of course, we will be talking for probably the rest of the show, Scott, if we tried to hit everything that's happening at the fair. So we couldn't fit everything there, but be sure to head over to Facebook and find the Franklin County Fair and Horse Show Kentucky Facebook group to see a full list of events, and you can stay up to date on any scheduling changes. But yeah, you'll be able to see that graphic that we had on screen there that had a nice little rundown highlights of stuff happening each day. But yeah, there's a lot going on this week.
There is, and everybody loves the fair.
Yeah.
Go out and get your cotton candy and your corn dogs, hand-dipped corn dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll have some deep-fried Oreos or deep-fried anything.
Is there when you guys do the pageants, you all shoot the pageants every year.
Yeah.
Do you look forward to grabbing some fair food? Do you do it, or do you steer clear?
I usually, and I usually don't go do it because two reasons. I usually never have cash on me.
You're right.
And, typically it's kind of a cash-only sort of transaction, and I just don't have any, and I don't think about it, and I might pack my own snacks. But also, sometimes that fair food cannot be great on a tummy, especially when you got to work.
Got to be careful when you're working.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to hop off the jib up there that I'm working and just, okay, I got to lock it down and go take care of something real fast.
Because you were up there pounding deep fried butter sticks.
Yeah, and funnel cakes, just funneling funnel cakes into my mouth all the time. Yeah.
The Kentucky River Jam is back.
That's right.
The lineup for the first Kentucky River Jam of the summer is out. Next Saturday, July 24th, we'll see the first Kentucky River Jam concert of the summer, and it's a full day of music and arts at the Ward Oates Amphitheater. We told you about that. Artists include DJ Hymax, Jared Stratton, Tab Cottle, Jordan King, and Liam's Fancy. Festivities kick off at 11 a.m., and as a reminder, this family-friendly event is free of charge. There will be artisans and vendors set up as well, including options for food and drinks.
Yeah, this will be the first one of the season, and I know they're excited to get that underway. They did it in 2019, and then, of course, had to take a break in 2020, like most things had to. And they're back for the first one this year. Scott, let's get into some FPB news here. I know we've been talking about this for the last little bit, right?
We have, and we just want to remind you that you can get up to $50 a month discount on your broadband service. To make it simple, this is how this works, and you'd be surprised at how many people are eligible. All families with a child in the city school district will be eligible, and families with an elementary or middle school student in the county schools will be eligible. So This is due to schools being part of the free and reduced lunch program. So those circumstances and many others, if there's any chance and you want to apply, go ahead and do that. So go to fpb.cc/EBB to apply and to learn more about the resources you need to get started.
Yeah, and that's how you will find out if you're eligible. So if you are interested in it and you're curious about whether or not you are eligible, that's the best way to start. And that's the only way you can find out is to start that process and start the application process and find out if you're eligible is go to fpb.cc/EBB.
We've got more animal stories flooding in with our question of the day, Zach.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we want to hit them?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. So our very own Stephanie Elaine says her favorite wildlife encounter has to be with a moose. While visiting Yellowstone several years ago, he was huge, and we were close enough to see the fuzz on the antlers.
Listen, I'm scared of mooses.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know the proper plural for moose.
Yeah.
I guess it's just moose.
Moose eye.
But they're gigantic.
Yeah.
And have you seen some of the videos lately of them like running through the snow and stuff like a moose?
No.
Like, holy like snow banks that are like taller than me, and a moose was just trucking through it, like
plowing through
40 miles an hour, like it's nothing. Like moose are scary, man.
Yeah, they're huge. Beautiful creatures, though.
Yeah.
Kathy Jennings says, unfortunately, she hit a deer last year and cried for days. It was awful.
It's the worst.
It's really sad. I've hit a few animals in my time, not many, but it never feels good. Amanda says on her first night of her 65-mile hike, her campsite was infested with mice.
Yuck.
She says, I heard and saw them running all around and up my tent all night and got no sleep. Goodness. They also managed to scale the rope I hung my pack from and ate one of my whole meals. Please clean your campsites and pack out all food waste. Yeah, I remember when she first told me this story, and the image that's in my mind from that is just terrifying.
Yeah. So what? Ostensibly, because other people hadn't been putting away, their trash and whatnot, the mice had just had a field day, and now they were entrenched.
Yeah. I think some food was left behind from maybe a previous campsite, and they come in droves.
David Hecker says kayaking through a rapid and got pushed against a root ball. A very large snake was about a foot away from my face. It was non-poisonous, but still frazzled my nerves. You're already like high intensity. Adrenaline is up going down the river, and then all of a sudden you get like, that sounds like an Indiana Jones movie there.
Yeah. And I know that's one of those things too. You see a snake. Are you scared of snakes or no?
Yeah, I'm scared of snakes.
It's weird. It's like if I see one out, or we had one on the show a couple years ago, and you actually.
So I'm not that scared, right? Because I was able to hold it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like if it's handled and it's in my presence, it's not that big a deal. But when I see one out in the wild,
right.
I can't identify it. I don't know what it is, but I see it moving, and it just freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like me and Amanda were on a hike like a month ago, Cove Spring, and just happened to see one, and it like slithered and like we've seen some here in the park where it just kind of slithers by, or as you walk by, or maybe right underneath your foot or something, and it's like you don't know what it is.
Yeah,
right?
we went on a walk in the park, and I was about to take a step, and right under my foot one just went crazy, and like when you're not expecting it, freaks. They're creepy.
They're freaked out. You're freaked out. It can be a stressful situation.
Yeah, let's talk about who's hiring in Frankfurt. Look at that. It's a cool new segment, and I think Todd may have suggested it, but we're going to bring this so it serves you if you're out there looking for a job, and it serves the employers out there that are looking for help.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to try to do this at least once a week here, just highlight places that are hiring. And help out the community by providing as much information as we can on who might be hiring. And so, if you're a business owner and you are hiring, just let us know. We can help get the information out. You can hit up our email, cable10@fewpb.com. But first, Scott, we're doing Frankfurt Plant Board because FPB's got some positions.
Yeah, let's do it right here first.
Yeah, it's the best place to start. There are 10 positions open currently at the Frankfurt Plant Board. You can go to fpb.cc/employment for more information or to apply. But a few of of those 10 that we're talking about is a video director producer right here with us. You operate equipment, direct talent, write scripts, edit productions, a non-linear editing system for advertising commercials, industrial videos, and local origination programming, and help us here on the show, right?
Yeah. We won't bite. If you know anybody out there that's got video experience and maybe somebody that just graduated from a program or something, spread the word. Spread the word, because we're looking for help. And this is, believe it or not, it's not so bad. Get past working with us. Then it's not such a bad place to work.
If you like us, if you watch the show and you like us, you kind of like our personalities here, then I'm sure you'll get along with us fine outside of the show.
As soon as the cameras turn off, though, it's just at each other's throats.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Other positions that are available: building grounds maintenance worker. You perform routine maintenance duties and maintain all grounds for a clean and safe work environment. And you also have a customer service representative. You perform administrative duties, including assisting customers with utility, cable, and other telecommunication services, initial signups, transfers, and disconnects. So that's just a brief glimpse at just a couple of the positions we have available at the plant board.
Yeah, 10 positions currently open, like you said. So check that out on our website, and looking forward to bringing that to people every week here on the show.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what is coming up on. Let's tell everybody what's coming up on Cable 10.
Yeah.
I forget, we've got bumpers for everything now.
Yeah,
we're fancy.
Bumpers on bumpers. Bumpers for the bumpers. But today here on Cable 10, you're watching us, of course, live. We appreciate that. But 5 o'clock, there's a live City Commission public hearing about the transit center and parking garage. And then Tuesday at 5, there's a live FPB board meeting that you can catch on Cable 10 and the Frankfurt Plant Board YouTube and the Frankfurt Plant Board Facebook page. And then Wednesday, we're live here for another Around 10 with Kathy and Harvey. And then 5 and 5:30, we've got Global Connections, double dose of Global Connections. And then 6, 7, and 8, Rotary, Kiwanis, and Optimist. And of course, just a quick plug. We talked about the fair earlier. We'll be at the fair for the next several nights, shooting the pageants and the talent shows and the Little Miss and Mr. shows and all that fun stuff we'll be shooting, and we'll be airing back on Cable 10 in the coming weeks.
Very good. Can I tell my second story for wildlife?
Please do.
Real quick, went to New York City for work and had a few hours before my plane left, so I had a chance to walk over to Central Park and sat down. And there were some squirrels running about, and I was on the bench, and I kind of did this to the little guy, like I guess a cruel trick, like, I've got something for you.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he locked onto me, and that little guy jumped right into my lap.
Oh,
yeah, just right up there, and I'm like,
yeah, he's like, what do you got?
Because squirrels, the word squirrely is for a reason. You never know what, so, but he hung out and he saw that I didn't really have anything, and he was like, okay, well,
yeah, man.
See you later. I was like, but I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool. Squirrels in,
I like squirrels.
I love squirrels too, but in highly, heavily trafficked areas, they know what's up. And they know that people, because I was in DC like 5 years ago, and the squirrels there are smart. They're wise to the game, and they know if people are around sitting kind of in an outdoor cafe area, they know that they might get some scraps, or somebody's gonna see how cute they are, and they're gonna flash the eyes.
Yeah,
that happens a few times, right? Where they kind of put the put the little puppy dog squirrel eyes on you, and you just got to give them a little treat.
Squirrels are crazy smart. Anybody that's got bird feeders can tell you that.
Yeah.
Let's heat it up with some hot topics.
Let's do it.
Zach, did you see that a child beat an old man at skateboarding?
I did not.
So let's take a look here, Zach. We've got some video from the event. This is the X Games. So a 12-year-old made history at the 2021 X Games on Friday by landing a 1080 on a vert ramp.
Whoa.
The first skater to ever land the trick in competition. Guy Curie is 12 years old. I don't know if we're going to actually see him. This looks like talking about the Olympics actually. So this is not from the X Games, but Curie became the youngest skater to ever win gold in the X Games, and he did it by beating maybe the oldest skater ever in the X Games in a fun last-minute decision. Tony Hawk entered the competition. Is that fun, Zach?
I think that's fun.
I do.
Tony Hawk's a good dude.
He is an absolute legend to my generation. But
mine too.
Yeah, he entered the competition the first time the 53-year-old has competed in the X Games since he retired from competition in 2003. So he was 35 the last time he did this, and that's when you're talking about professional athletics, like that's getting up there. But Curie's 1080 comes 22 years after Tony Hawk made history by landing the 900 at the 99 games. Did you see that when that happened?
I remember that. That was huge when that happened.
It was, and he just kept trying it over and over. And there was a lot of good drama with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you just knew, like, he's gonna do this, right? Like, there was several tries, right?
Never been done before.
Yeah, in competition, but he had done it
right. Yeah,
preparing and practice, but that was at the height of the Tony Hawk.
There he is. That's a side by side view, Zach.
Well, viewers aren't seeing it just yet.
Sorry.
But yeah, I think they were working on it in the control room there. But anyways, there we go.
So Tony Hawk at the top, and the 12-year-old boy at the bottom. And you kind of get them side by side there. So let's see. Here he comes for he's ramping up his momentum. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
12 years old.
Amazing.
What was the most impressive thing you did at 12 years old, Zach?
Probably started playing drum set, maybe. I don't even know if that's that impressive.
I mean, that's nuts, right? 12, you won gold at the X Games.
That's incredible.
So pretty fun that Tony was there. And the kid is 12 years old, so he hits it, he lands it, and he starts crying immediately.
Oh, sure. Oh, absolutely.
He's just a kid.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't even know what you compare it to, because it's like Tony Hawk is to skateboarding what Michael Jordan was to basketball in the 90s.
Yeah.
And, each era, Kobe Bryant was, and LeBron James as well. But it's like, I don't know. Tony Hawk is, like, he's different. He's in a different category because he is skateboarding, right? So it's, to be able to compete with him and then one-up him like that in a competition is just amazing. And be able to do the 1080. I just, with a legend and with like a hero for a lot of kids, that's incredible.
A fun scene with a 12-year-old there winning the whole thing and a 53-year-old competing.
And Tony loved that.
Yeah, he did.
Because from what I can gather and just from his Twitter presence, like he is all about helping the younger generation like stay into skateboarding and just helping kids in general. Yeah, that's very cool.
Let's talk about Black Widow, Zach. You saw it. I saw it this weekend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Did you watch it at home, right?
No, I went to a theater.
Okay, good. So this is what this story's about. The theater owners aren't happy, Zach. In a press release, the National Association of Theater Owners asked how can so basically the thing completely fell off in the second week. It did pretty good numbers its first weekend and just kind of really fell off in the second weekend. So their press release said, how can a well-reviewed, well-received, highly anticipated Marvel title underperform, leading to a first weekend Friday to Saturday collapse? So this is the first weekend. It dropped 41% just from Friday to Saturday, and then 67% in the second weekend. That 67% drop is the steepest second weekend drop ever for a Disney-distributed MCU title. And in another telltale sign of kind of how it's going and how the cash flow is going, Disney hasn't released any numbers for their Premier Access on Disney Plus. The theater owner's press release went on to say it demonstrates that an exclusive theatrical release means more revenue for all stakeholders in every cycle of the movie's life. So, Zach, you know how things always used to work back in the day when you would have it was tightly scheduled of when so first you'd have a theatrical run exclusively, and then it was a prescribed time. You wait until you move to VOD next, I think, and then rental, and then
video.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So all these segments, and they all get their time, and because of that, you maximize the dollars that each of those things can earn, and devised over years and years, decades of like what works best. And now, so you've got this streaming, and them trying this out largely due to COVID. Like, let's try this. Let's have same day and see how that goes. And kind of flying by the seat of our pants now.
Yeah.
And so theater owners feeling like we're seeing, of course, maybe it's early to, maybe they're jumping the gun on saying, look, this proves it, because fairly they've got, obviously they got a vested interest. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're correct ultimately, that by doing this, because you aren't changing that VOD, all you're doing is moving the VOD money, that window. You're just moving it to same day as theatrical release, and you're kind of screwing everything else up down the line, basically. So what's your opinion, Zach? Do you think it's better to do? I don't know. I don't want to.
It's weird because who are you rooting for?
So first of all, do you like it same day? And then second, what's better for the money makers?
That's the thing. And I am typically do not I don't have as much thought or care about the people that make the money necessarily, because there's a lot of money coming in, and I can only think about it from a customer's, like me as a customer's perspective, So I think the more options that people have, the better, typically. So I don't know. There's a lot of factors to consider, but I think typically I like the fact that people can decide to stay home, just because, and a lot of conversations I've been hearing people have specifically about this movie, because this is one of the big ones, and there's an option to watch it at home for $30 extra or go to the theater, is I'm still going to save money if I stay home. Yeah. Like, I'm still going to pay. Like, that sounds like a lot, $30, but then when you actually add it all up, you might spend more than 30 if there are 4 or 5 people going to the theater, and popcorn and snacks and all that stuff. That's part of the experience, and I love it. But at the same time, like, I get it. I can't fault anybody for wanting to stay home. They got snacks at home. They can pause the movie and go use the restroom. They can,
I like the option personally. I might have done it. I might have done it this weekend, because I started getting to the point where it's like, I don't really want to go out. But at the same time, I'm all about I'm a big on unintended consequences, and I do think this has the potential to seriously hurt theaters, and who knows what effect that's going to have. And if something's going to take my ability away to go to the theater and enjoy a movie night, I don't want that. So if we need to stick to traditional windows, then let's do that. If it's going to hurt theaters and maybe we possibly lose some or all of them, then
I could see it maybe being a different timed window. Right, maybe like in the future, because right now the HBO Max sort of model is you get it for like a month and then it's off the streaming service. Yeah, so I can see a reverse version of that. Maybe they do a week or 3 weeks or a month or something, that you can only see it in the theater, and then boom, you can watch it for a month, streaming premium access for a month, and then it's just gone for a while, and then you have to buy it, or some sort of timed exclusive. But it'll be interesting to see going forward.
People need to wait. People don't wait for anything anymore. So, like, if we can establish a little patience back in people, that, to me, it's a good thing.
I remember waiting 8 months for Fellowship of the Ring to come out on DVD as a child, and I was so hyped.
Right? Exactly.
So, I don't know.
And there's something to that.
Something to it.
There's something to that delayed gratification, and you're going to go out and buy that DVD, etc. David Hecker saw the skateboard competition and said the kid was amazing, and Tony did have a good showing for his age. Leslie Smith was weighing in on the animals. She was pulling weeds off a fence, and what she thought was a weed wrapped around part was a snake, and her scream scared the snake, she thinks.
See, it's the unexpected snake visits are what are terrifying. Truly.
They are, when you don't know it's coming.
Yeah, it looks like a twig and it moves. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at our social media. If you don't follow us, make sure you do that on Instagram, and follow us on Facebook, Cable 10 KY. Just search for Cable 10 on Facebook. And if you have any comments or questions, send those to cable10@fewpb.com. If you want to tell us what to cover on the show, just shout out and say hey. Say, I love Zach. He's the best.
Please do. I need that today.
Any last words for everybody?
No, just hope everybody has a great week, and check out the fair, enjoy that, and check out. You'll be able to watch it on Cable 10 here in the coming weeks. All the offerings from the fair.
Yep. Say a prayer for my back, everybody, and appreciate you watching. Yeah. And remember, if it happens around town,
it's on Around 10.